All right, a good Wednesday evening to everybody. Meteorologist Hunter Williams here. We are tracking some strong storms, not severe storms, but some strong storms moving into parts of the metro right now. We earlier had one severe storm in Milam County. Everything else has been just a strong storm, but still we've had some wind gusts perhaps as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour that we've been watching. And that potential is going to continue with some of the storms through this evening. And also we have seen some small hail. This has mainly been less than quarter-size hail, but still that potential continues. This is what it looks like right now from our tower cam. Looks like we have another little shelf cloud as these storms are blowing into parts of the metro. So we will get you updated with what the radar looks like right now. We'll take this full for you. This new rain, at least the heaviest stuff that's moving into Travis County, is going to be right here. This is out on the east side of town. Lots of heavy rain here, lots of lightning, some gusty wind potential, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out here. And all of this activity is moving southwest. Going to pull up the hail tracker here, see if we're detecting any hail. Yep, there's a small hail core. Let's get in a little closer on that one. So again, you get the idea. This is out around Manor. If you're watching from Manor right now, let me know. I mean, I want you inside, but let me know after the fact if you see a little bit of small hail in this storm that is blowing in. This is going to be less than quarter size, but you know, maybe some half-inch size hail that is blowing in. Cheryl's tuning in. Sandra's tuning in. Yeah, let me know where you guys are watching from and what you are seeing today. Let's cue up some of the numbers here as far as what kind of hail this is picking up on. This isn't going to be anything too big, but hail could be up to 0.8 of an inch right along 290 near Manor. So heads up here, this is the strongest storm that we are tracking for you today. Lots of heavy rain. In fact, let's pull up some of the accumulations here as this is starting to blow into Manor. Already, that's nearly an inch of rain, a half inch to an inch or so of rain east of Manor, and that is due to that storm that is blowing in and moving southwest now. So as we back out the view, let's do a couple storm tracks here. We'll start with this storm. With the Manor storm, we'll say it's moving southwest at about 20 or 25. We'll go about 25 here. So if it stays on this trajectory, and again, I'm not saying that for the next hour it's going to stay on the exact same path, but here's a look at the potential timing for you. Garfield about 7:19, Weberville before that around 7:10. Del Valle 7:23, around the airport 7:29, Elroy 7:35 or so, Onion Creek 7:45, Mustang Ridge about 7:48, Buda 7:56, Niederwald about 7:58. Again, if it stays on that track. Rowena is watching in Manor. Hey, she says it's pouring rain. Do you have any hail where you're watching from? I'm not seeing a huge hail core there, but there could be some small hail, also some gusty winds that could be up around 40 miles per hour possible. Anna's watching from Round Rock. Speaking of, let's take a look at a few of our sky cams here. Round Rock, that's our tower cam looking at that storm off towards Manor, a little shelf cloud there. Round Rock earlier had some rain moving through. You can still see a few raindrops on the lens there, but as of now it is dry as that rain has worked its way through. Get this sky cam pointed back down towards the ground for you. Yep, roadways are still wet there, but that storm has since moved out. So the biggest storm right now is what we're watching around Manor. Casey's watching in Bastrop. Yeah, so let's do a bigger picture view for you. If you live in Bastrop right now, this heavy storm near Manor, it is likely going to miss you, but we have to watch all these outflow boundaries. What happens is these big storms go up, the wind that they push out sends a little boundary like a little mini cold front, and that sparks new storms. So the deal through the rest of this evening is going to be more scattered hit or miss activity. And I want to show you the storm outlook today. We had the one severe storm over Milam County. That has been the only warning that we've had, but all of these storms have been fairly strong with potential for wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour, maybe higher up to 50 miles per hour in some of these storms, and the potential for hail, especially say half inch to an inch diameter sized hail. And that potential is going to continue here over the next 2 to 3 hours. But once the sun goes down, so we get past 9, 10 o'clock, once we lose that daytime heating, I think things will be quieter and the rest of the overnight will be dry. Mindy says very heavy rain and wind right now in Manor. Javier's in Manor off 973, and Steger Lane says just light rain. So let's get back zoomed in on that one for you, because again, this is at this point, by far the strongest cell that we're tracking. Although that new one that's about to go over Lake Travis, that one also is going to pack a bit of a punch. So we'll get to that one next. But here we are right along 290, right around Manor, eastern Travis County. This is heavy rain, lots of lightning, and some gusty winds possible in there. We'll get the latest on the hail core. Yeah, it's showing a decent little hail core. Again, not severe. This is going to be less than quarter size, but this could be maybe some half-inch diameter hail. Our system is estimating, we get that little blue dot there, is estimating up close to an inch. So an inch in diameter, we're getting up around quarter size. Again, this is what the radar is picking up on, so sometimes it's not necessarily what's reaching the ground, but certainly some small hail potential there around the Manor area. Let's see if any of these other storms are producing hail. Our system is not picking up on that, but this storm around Manor is the strongest one. 40-mile-per-hour winds possible and hail that could be up around a half inch or so in diameter. Thank you to everybody who is giving us the reports from around the Manor area. Mary Jane says nothing but a little wind west of 35 in Georgetown off Williams Drive. Yeah, earlier it was Williamson County we were watching with the brunt of the activity, and now we're seeing this around the Manor area. Eastern Travis is getting the brunt of this as this is all moving southwest. Jennifer says horrible wind in Manor right now. Yeah, Jennifer, just stay hunkered down. This is moving. Okay, so give it another 15-20 minutes and this is going to be moving out. Speaking of that, let's go in on our velocity and we'll queue up some of the winds here. Try and get into some of the strongest stuff. A 29-mile-per-hour estimate, 20, 19. Again, it's not severe wind, but some 30 to 40-mile-per-hour winds. Certainly fair game here in this area. This might give us a better view. There's a 40-mile-per-hour estimate. So some 30 to 45-mile-per-hour wind gust, that's what our velocity is suggesting here. That doesn't necessarily always translate all the way down to the ground, but it's certainly breezy weather that's coming in. So this has a strong storm advisory with it. Again, that's a step down below the severe thunderstorm warning. It's like the flood advisories that we had a lot of last week, which is a step below the flash flood warning. So this I'm also watching over northwestern Travis. This is out around Laga Vista. Another storm. Some of the lighter rain from this is blowing down towards Lakeway and Steiner Ranch. Let's actually go back to our Skycam network. We'll get you onto Lake Travis, see what the perspective is from that angle. Tell you what, that is gorgeous, gorgeous stuff there as we get closer to a sunset here within the hour. But this is the heavy stuff right here around Manor. So let's do another storm track as we got more folks who are tuning in with us. Lisa says heavy whipping rain in Manor right now. I believe it. So this is moving southwest at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So we'll stop this. We'll get you all set up for a storm track here. We'll get some folks warned down the line here. We'll say it's moving just about 20. So rough estimate for the timeline here. Weberville, 7:17. All right, so here in the next couple of minutes, in fact, it's really moving in now. Garfield, it's going to be about 7:26 for you out around the airport, Onion Creek, Coda, Mustang Ridge. You guys all in line as this storm is moving southwest. It is not severe, but it does have a little hail core with it that could be, say, a half inch or so in diameter. And it also is producing some gusty winds, some of the velocity data suggesting 40, maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour winds in there. Getting some pictures sent in on Twitter for folks who are seeing these storms off in the distance. Yeah, it's one of those evenings where it's very scenic. If you don't have a storm moving over, you can see them off in the distance. But let's go back to our tower cam, actually. Check that out. That's Kalahari. There's our tower cam. You can see that little shelf cloud moving in. I'm going to hop over to the sky cam. We'll back out the view for you. Not quite as dramatic as the shelf cloud that we had back a couple of days ago over the weekend, but again, you get those on the leading edge of the gust front, so a sign of some gusty winds here. So there's downtown Austin. Again, this is what we're looking at off towards Manor, which is moving southwest. So this on the east side of town here. So latest storm track for you. Again, if you live in Manor, you got some gusty winds, you have some heavy rain, could have some small hail in there. I'm looking through Facebook and National Weather Service chat and Twitter and everything. Hey, new note from the National Weather Service. They're saying velocity suggesting winds in excess of 50 miles per hour possible near Manor. So let's get back in on our velocity here, and I'll show you what they are looking at. Yeah, that's some pretty strong wind here in this area. So we're watching in here. That's going to be the zone with the strongest winds. Wow, that is now suggesting winds close to 58 miles per hour, and that is the criteria to start a severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm watching this strong storm for you. It's not warned. I can't rule out, though, that maybe they issue a warning for this a little farther down the line. But let's just treat this like a very strong storm that's moving in around Manor. We've got some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts in here. And again, this is moving southwest. So the trajectory on this, it's going to move through the east side of Austin. It's going to pass very close to the airport. It's going to head down towards maybe Sunset Valley, Onion Creek, areas like this. Weberville, you're about to get in on some rain here. And the hail core right now, it's going to be right here. I would say, so the wind is ramping up a little bit, the hail core a little bit more pronounced, so we're getting closer now to severe thunderstorm criteria. Again, not warned, but I'm keeping a close eye on the National Weather Service chat. I know they're watching this. They're keeping an eye on the velocity. If you get winds that are upwards of 58 miles per hour, then you officially meet that criteria. But for now, we're looking at hail that is under quarter size. Cue up some of the numbers here. Yeah, we are just under an inch right now, but small hail that is now southwest of Manor. Let's get in really close, actually. We'll call out some streets for you on areas that are under this hail core right now. It's going to be right around Decker Lane, Old Highway 20, FM 973. The hail core right now is on Blue Bluff Road, at least the strongest bit of it. Lindell Lane, excuse me. These areas under the hail core where it could be close to maybe half-inch to inch or so diameter hail. Keep an eye on the comments here if you have any reports, if you live around Manor and can pass it along. Missy says got high power winds and dime-size hail in Manor. Yep, that sounds about right with what we're tracking. This is going to move through East Austin, so if you live on the east side of town, heads up, Missy told you what to expect. We got small hail and some really gusty winds. Wow, check this out. I mean, just a beautiful angle of this storm moving through East Austin. This is our tower cam. Let me, just for reference here, there's the storm. And there we go. There's downtown Austin. So this is on the east side of town. It is passing through Manor now, but if you live in Manor, it's now good. These are moving, which is the good news. It's not like some of those storms last week that were just going up and sitting over the same area. They are moving. So this is going to move southwest of Manor here before too long. I'm going to slow down this loop just to make things a little bit more clear, and there we go. So this is over the past hour. Manor, the heavy rain's now pushing away from you. Where this is heading, though, is towards Montopolis, towards East Austin. This is going to pass over the airport. It's going to pass over Bluff Springs and Shady Hollow if it stays on this current track. And again, what you want to plan for is gusty wind potential and the potential for some small hail. What I would say I'm most concerned right now, though, about the wind potential here. So I'm really watching the latest velocity data on this, and it is suggesting that there could be some 50+ mile per hour winds. So let's get in. We'll queue up some of the latest numbers for you. Again, what this product is there's raindrops that are falling from these storms. It's able to tell how fast they're moving and whether these raindrops are moving away or towards the radar. Okay, so it looks like the numbers have come down a little bit, maybe more 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust in this storm, but that's still strong winds. That's enough to blow around patio furniture. That's the same kind of stuff we had back over the weekend in Williamson County. Let's go to our downtown tower cam, or our regular downtown camera. So we got you pointed towards DKR. We need to go the other direction. So let's back out this view. We'll get you pointed back over to the east. And we are pointed right now in the direction that doesn't look too bad, but there we go. There's a look at that heavy rain on the east side of town. This is what moved through Manor. We've got many reports of some small hail. There's some gusty winds that could be up around 35 to 45 miles per hour. And this is it. So we got multiple Skycam views of this. This is the other view from our tower cam. I mean, that is just, tell you what, our Skycam network has caught some incredible clouds here over the past couple of days. Kevin is at the Whataburger in Manor. It's a good place to be. Get a patty melt for me. It says the worst is over. Yeah, so if you live in Manor, when we went live, we were talking all about the heavy rain and the wind over you. It is now moving south of Manor. So the worst is over for Manor. It is heading towards, though, Montopolis. Downtown Austin is going to be clipped by this, so especially if you live on the, I apologize, we're still on this shot. Here's the radar. Downtown Austin is going to be clipped by this, especially if you live on the east side of town. It's actually, we're going to keep this up like that. I'm going to get the tower cam there in the top right, just so everybody can see what we're looking at. Because that is a pretty remarkable aerial shot of that storm. So let's get in closer here. I'm going to pause it. It's right along the 130 toll right now, Loyola Lane, Decker Lane, FM 973, pouring rain right now, some gusty winds in there. Del Valley, heads up, this is heading towards you, okay? It's heading towards the airport. Vinson, Bluff Springs, Garfield, Weberville, you've got some heavy rain right now. And this is the way it's going. I'm waiting to see how far west that can build. It's going to be close for downtown Austin. Again, it might skirt just to the east, or it could expand over and we get some quick heavy rain in downtown Austin. So let's do another storm track for us. As this storm, again, is by far the strongest one that we're tracking. It has gusty winds. It has some small hail. And it's moving southwest at about 20. So here we go. Brand new storm track. We'll do it about like this. So there you go. Lots of folks asking, when is this going to get to me? Here is the latest timing for you. Take this full just so you can see it. I'm going to take a look at some of the comments here. Oscar says the traffic light is out on 290 and Greg Manor, backed up all the way past 130. Heads up if you live in that area. So the gusty winds, they blew through. We may have some minor damage. Again, this is technically now still under severe criteria, but this could have blown down some lights or caused some power outages, stuff like that, maybe some light debris in the roads. Y'all just be really, really careful out there. Ricardo says, how far do you think it'll make it? This is pretty organized, so I think everybody that you see in this little timeline here, I think this will make it down to Mustang Ridge. I think this will make it down close to Buda. I think this will hold together here for a while longer. You know, and still before, you know, it's 7:20 right now, or sundown prior to 8 o'clock. But here for the next 1 to 2 hours, I think there's still going to be enough juice out there that these things will be able to sustain themselves. But after 9 or 10 o'clock, then things are going to wind down. Let's get back in here with the close shot. And I want to just continue to keep a really close eye on the type of wind that this thing is printing out here. Yeah, we start to get into these oranges. These are going to be some stronger winds in here. 45, 47. These are some pretty strong winds. Again, this is one of the stronger storms that we've seen today. So it is under still severe criteria, but these are still some pretty stout winds. Lisa loves the rain. Yeah, we love the rain. The wind like this, not so much though. You can still see it from our tower cam. I'll get that moved a little bit farther to the right here in a moment. But here it is, that heavy rain going southwest. let's go back to that's the tower cam. Take this full for you. So there's our tower cam. You can see all the heavy rain just east of downtown. So here we are looking in closer. I'm pointed down towards the airport as this is heading down in that direction, Montopolis. These areas, heavy rain for you just on the east side of town there. So we'll keep a close eye on this sky cam. We've got a couple of vantage points of this actually. We also have our downtown camera. I'm going to switch over to that here briefly. So here is our downtown camera. You can still see that rain shaft. We're a little bit lower. Look at that lightning too. So just a heads up everybody. Again, these are not severe storms, but we have heavy rain. We have gusty winds. I've seen some velocity data saying 40, 50 mile per hour winds, certainly within the realm of possibility here. So we want everybody indoors. This stuff rolls in. A lot of folks from Manor were reporting that small hail. Michelle is asking about the hail. Let's get you an update on that. Here, I'm going to tweet this picture out real quick while we have this. Just a spectacular shot. And thank you to everybody over the past few days. We have had so many great reports sent in and great pictures. We really appreciate it. Okay, new note from the National Weather Service. They say 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts still estimated in East Austin. Outflows beginning to accelerate to the south and southwest into ABIA and downtown. Exactly what we were talking about. Big wind coming into East Austin now. 40 to 50 miles per hour still possible. All right, got that sent back out. So let's get back over to the radar now. And here's where the storm is. So when we first started our stream, we were watching the Manor area. It has now moved through Manor, but this is heading through East Austin now. This is going to be just on the east side of town. Del Valle, the airport, if you live around there, Vinson. This is heading into all of these areas. Let's see if it still has a little hail core with it. It does. So on the east side of town, there's some small hail there. This is probably going to be ½ inch or less in diameter. I'm worried less about the hail and a little bit more about the wind. Again, this is not severe, but there's a good bit of wind in here, especially when we're looking at this map, the velocity map. When you start to see those brighter colors, this is going to be the brunt of it right here. Let's cue up some of the numbers. Radar estimating 43 mile per hour winds, 32, 35. So certainly 35 to 45 is going to be fair game as far as wind potential as this storm rolls in. Just like to remind people that the official criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning is 58 mile per hour wind. So we've been safely under that with this storm, but still gusty winds heading down towards Bluff Springs. This is by far the heaviest storm that we have on the map right now as well. A few others that I'm watching for you. This is down in Caldwell County, north of Luling, around Lockhart. There's some heavy rain there. We've got another storm out here over Blanco County. This could move into town here in Blanco. Might stay just to the north. Up around Johnson City, some heavy rain, some lightning. Make sure there's no hail and maybe a little bit of small hail there near the Johnson City area. That's just a very, very small hail core there. Looks like none of these other storms are really producing hail for us. So what we'll do another storm track for you. And then we'll actually run through the latest run of our model here in a moment. Switching back and forth between the radars. A little bit of new rain developing up around North Austin. We'll look ahead to that here in just a moment. Let's. I really want to do the storm track though for the strongest part of the storm. So we're going to stay focused on this part for now. So there you go for everybody asking about potential timing. The airport here, it's moving in right now. Elroy 7:33 heading your way. Bluff Springs about 7:40. Onion Creek about 7:44. Mustang Ridge 7:47. Buda 7:56. Mountain City about 8:06. And Kyle, if it holds together that long, about 8:11 or so. We continue this low-end marginal level 1 out of 5 risk through the rest of this evening. But again, it's mainly between now and about 9 or 10 o'clock. So high-res model, again, it's not initialized too well, but it's showing that once we get past 10 or 11, rest of the overnight's going to be quiet. And just to let you know, tomorrow it's only about a 10% rain chance. We'll be up around 94 degrees or so. Heard a little thunder here at the TV station. Yeah, this downpour here over North Austin. We're off Steck Avenue, Steck and Mopac. This new downpour going up north of Camp Mabry. This is not as strong as what's over the east side of downtown right now, but some heavy rain, some lightning in there. So it is moving in around the airport right now. Montopolis moving in. I mean, just a stellar view of this from our tower cam in the top right corner. Del Valley. Next up is going to be Bluff Springs, Onion Creek, and Colton. Now this is dropping some really heavy rain. So this rain over here, this rain is from storms that we had earlier this afternoon. This is actually, it was like 12:30 into 1 o'clock when I was driving into work. Some heavy rain here, and then this rain, this is the heavy stuff from the new storm that blew through the Manor area. In fact, check this out. Here's our downtown cam right now. Looks like even into downtown, getting in on some of that heavy rain right now. Speaking of some of the radar estimates here, there's a 1.2, 1.1. Yeah, quick inch plus of rain, certainly fair game. 0.2, that's from the storms earlier today. Lower totals as you go in the west side of town. But here we go. Let's get zoomed in again. So you saw the raindrops. From our downtown camera. We're watching right on the east side of town. So Montopolis. Rain that's going right over to I-35 now. Moving southwest. So I think we're going to get clipped here in town with some of this heaviest rain. Then it's going to keep moving southwest. Shady Hollow, someone was asking about Shady Hollow earlier. You are in line to get some rain from this. We'll see what happens with this new heavy rain here between the Domain and Camp Mabry. All of this associated with the same kind of boundary that sparked the storm near Manor. All of this is kind of fusing together now and is drifting southwest. Melissa says, very windy and starting to sprinkle in East Austin. Yeah, heavy rain's now moving in on the east side of town. Again, downtown right now, heavy rain. There's the view of it from our tower cam. That's actually a stellar shot right there. Wow, check this out here. I'm going to show you one of our, show you some pictures that have been tweeted into me. This one's really cool. Looks like it's from a high-rise downtown. Look at this shot. Really cool stuff. Again, you can see the shelf cloud. Here's somebody analyzing some of the clouds. Yeah, just some scary looking clouds. Again, we're not watching tornado potential or anything like that today, but we do have some gusty straight line winds. Clouds in the distance, south side of San Antonio. There we go. So back to the radar now. Janie says heavy winds and rain in southeast Austin. Let's see what the wind reports are showing now. Pull up some of the latest data. Numbers are loading in here. Our system being a little bit slow. Give it a moment. There we go. We do not have the latest report yet in Austin. Bastrop, 17-mile-per-hour wind. Nothing too crazy right now. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what the wind is after this kind of blows through. But then again, we probably need to look at the current wind at the airport, actually, because Camp Mabry is not the spot getting the brunt of this. So here we are. This is the deal. We have pretty heavy rain over a good portion of central Travis County now. This is not severe, but it has a history of producing some wind gusts, 40 to 50 miles per hour. Also, some small hail is possible. We had reports of that around the Manor area. If you live in Manor, this has now passed down to your south, so this is heading into parts of central Austin now, around downtown, especially on the east side of town. And this is fusing with the cell that went up to the north. So I think all of this is going to be kind of a bigger blob of heavy rain here before too long, and this is going to pass through southern Travis County. Then if it holds together, this will go into parts of Hays County. How fast is this moving through? Pretty quickly. These are moving about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So give it 20, 30 minutes, and this stuff is going to pass through. Ask the folks in Manor. Again, when we went on, it was moving into Manor. It has now moved through. So this is not like some of the storms that we had the past couple of weeks that were just super slow moving. These are moving, and they're moving southwest. Stephanie says we got a good 10-minute sprinkle in Round Rock. Heads up around Johnson City. Any of you guys live in Johnson City right now? We also have another heavy downpour that is going up there. All right, check this out. Here's our tower cam. We're starting to get into some rain now, so that's going to obscure the view a little bit. But this has had an excellent vantage point on that storm over East Austin, but now again we're seeing it kind of fuse with some of the rain that developed over North Austin, so now we're getting kind of rain that's going to move over that side. So again, we have these kind of two areas. We've got this, which was kind of the original storm. Then this is kind of a second storm that went up over North Austin. These are now kind of fusing together, so this is going to just all together bring some rain and heavy rain into places like Shady Hollow here. Okay, let's hop back in, see what the wind is doing here. Again, hey, we've got no problem with heavy rain. We'll still take the rain given our drought conditions. I just don't want issues with wind damage and stuff like that. So heaviest rain right now is going to be heaviest wind, excuse me, is going to be South Austin. 30, 41, yeah. All right, just got a new scan. Let's see what the radar is doing here. Hearing some thunder here at the TV station. Oh, here's an update from the National Weather Service. So far, peak gust at ABIA at the airport has been 33 miles per hour. So this storm has moved pretty much directly over the airport right here. Maybe that's not the brunt of the wind. You know, it might be a little bit gustier as you get farther to the northwest, but a 33 mile per hour wind gust. So 30 to 40, certainly fair game. There could be pockets up above that. They also say they are keeping a close eye on the new cell going up on the west side of Austin. They'll watch that closely as well. That is what you're looking at up above me from our tower cam. This. So it's kind of two little separate areas. This one, then this heavy rain on the east side of town. I think what will happen is these will kind of fuse together. So they're moving really close together. They're going to kind of fuse, and then we'll get more widespread heavy rain over southern Travis County. Anastasia hoping for something in Bastrop. Here in Bastrop, yeah, this the heaviest stuff is gonna miss you to the west. In fact, I hate to say it, it might be that almost all of this misses you. It looks like maybe a little rain, a little sprinkle passed through about 30 minutes ago, but this is mostly gonna miss you. I apologize. Paulina says heavy rain by South 183 and FM 969. See some of our LCRA totals here. That 1.22 inches, that's from rain earlier in the day, actually. Don't have a good number of gauges there where the heaviest rain from this new stuff has fallen. Check this out from our tower cam. Pouring rain now. As this tower cam's out in Westlake Hills, so this is now getting in on some of the heavy rain with that cell that developed over northwestern Austin. The best wind potential, though, is not in that cell. The best wind potential is with this cell that's out around the airport now. Hey, downtown's starting to clear out. So again, these are moving. Heaviest rain is going to pass south of downtown now here before too long. Although we'll have to watch this, you may catch a little bit more rain from this western cell, but this is going to move in from this is going to be moving down towards more southern portions of Travis County here before too long. Outside of that, we have another pretty strong storm over Blanco County. This is now between Johnson City and Blanco. This looks like it may have a little hail core with it. Let's check in on that. Yeah, maybe a little small there, a small hail there around 281. Okay, so I'm going to hang on here for another couple of minutes, and then we'll keep the stream going. We'll leave it on a radar loop, and if we need to hop back on and do any additional updates, we will. But again, just kind of the summary for everybody. We have a couple of scattered strong storms out there. We don't have any severe storms right now. We had only one warning today, and that was over Milam County. But still, these have a history of producing winds that could certainly be 35 to 45 miles per hour. At times, I've seen maybe some 45 to 50 mile per hour winds with these storms, and also the small hail potential. New number out at the airport, a 37 mile per hour wind gust has been detected there, as again, the airport on the southeast side of town is right in the brunt of this. I'm starting to see some whites pop up on the, well, as we switch radars here. We're going to go back to the hail tracker. Yeah, it could be a little bit of small hail on the south side of town. This could be south of Austin, right along I-35. That's where there could be a little bit of small hail in here. Right along 71, Ben White. So heads up there. Let's see what the latest wind speeds are looking like. Not looking quite as pronounced as earlier, but still some 30, 40 mile per hour winds possible. So let's do another storm track for you. And again, I think I'll hop off of here in a couple of minutes, and I'll leave you with the radar loop just so everybody can stay up to speed, and we'll come back to you as needed. But here we go with this rain. We'll do just kind of one storm track, as these again are kind of fusing together. In southwest, about 20. So there you go. Circle C Ranch about a minute from now. Creedmoor, 750. Buda, 756. 806 from Mountain City. Then moving through parts of Hayes County. Kyle will be around 813 for you. Syntex, about 830. Adam Walker says Woodland and 35 just got hammered with rain and wind. A little bit of hail too. D says the Blanco football field just got vacated due to lightning. Are they practicing out there? It's a Wednesday. I imagine they don't have a game going on. But here's what's going on there. Yeah, it's probably a good call. Got a good bit of lightning there. So here's where most of that lightning is, south of Johnson City. And that lightning strike from the center of town in Blanco is only about 5 miles. So good idea that they are doing the lightning delay there. Glad they're getting everybody off the field. Hopefully indoors somewhere safe. This storm, by the way, also moving southwest, but it's possible the way that this is lined up, unless something changes, that the heaviest of the rain may miss Blanco, but again, we're watching the lightning from that storm. And again, I think it's a good call to get folks off the field there. So heavy rain right now over the western and southern parts of the Austin Metro. Heading into Shady Hollow now. The airport's about to get out on the back side of this. In fact, check this out. Our downtown Skycam on the back side of the rain now as this is moving down to the southwest. Okay, I will walk you through the high-res model. This stuff all is moving southwest over the next 1 to 2 hours especially. Some more of this could be on the strong side with wind potential and the potential for some hail. And our high-res model has not picked up on this perfectly, but it's showing by 10 o'clock most of the activity winding down. The rest of the overnight is going to be quiet. And this is really our last good opportunity for rain for a while. 7-day forecast. Yeah, it's to 10% for tomorrow, and the rest of our 7 days looking mainly dry. So it's going to be a hot game day forecast for Saturday as Alabama rolls into town. Before I go, I do want to show peak wind gusts. Let me pull up that graphic for you. .31-mile-per-hour wind gusts for Pflugerville. Still has not loaded in the ABIA number. But again, the National Weather Service, they just passed along 37-mile-per-hour wind gust. Just got a new storm advisory for the storm that is moving through South Austin now. Again, this remains under severe limits, but it's still strong. Let's see the official numbers that they're using. So they are saying winds in excess of 40 miles per hour possible, in addition to some half-inch hail. Exactly what we've been tracking. It's still moving southwest at 25. So I'll do one more storm track for you. It's doing about like that. So timing, Mustang Ridge, 7:49 here in just a couple of minutes. Buda, 7:54. Niederwald, about 7:58. Mountain City, 8:04. Kyle, 8:12. Wimberley, 8:27. San Marcos, 8:32. Redwood, about 8:41. Okay, let me make sure this loop is set up here on our Max 2 computer. We'll get that set up for you. And again, we'll leave you with the radar loop. And if we need to hop back on as needed through the rest of this evening, we will certainly do so. Okay, so I'm going to leave you. The radar loop's going to continue, so we'll keep the live stream going. If winds start to ramp back up again, we'll hop back on. We'll get you an update. If not, we have a full update on our forecast coming up on KVUE News at 10 o'clock. I'll also keep a close eye on this on my Twitter page and my Facebook page. So I'm at Hunt_WX on Twitter. I'll tweet out any of the pictures there and more of the storm tracks for you. And then on Facebook, you can just search my name. It's Hunter Williams. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys at 10 o'clock.